In November 1864, my 5 foot 2 inch high, 95-pound friend Steve Gillis got into one of his frequent barroom fights in San Francisco and badly beat up a bartender. I signed a $500 bail bond to keep Steve out of jail for a time. Steve fled back to Virginia City. He had found out that the bartender he had thrashed was a close friend of the chief of police in Frisco and didn't think it would be good for his health to stick around. Since I had gone bail for Steve when he skipped town, I felt compelled to follow his lead in making myself scarce. Besides, I was having problems of my own with the police. I had written some things in the papers exposing police corruption, ineptitude, and unjust abuse of Chinese immigrants. Word was out that it would not be safe for me to be seen in public there either. So Steve and I went east, he ultimately back to Virginia City, while I branched off to the foothills, to where Steve's brother Jim lived in a cabin. Jim was a gold prospector up there, a pocket miner to be more precise. More specifically as to location, my place of concealment and refuge was in the southern mines of the Gold Rush area, specifically in Tuolumne and Calaveras counties, more specifically yet near Tuttletown in the former county and Angels Camp in the latter. It was there in Angels Camp in January of 1865 that I heard the story of a man who was an inveterate gambler and would even wager on the self-catapulting skills of bullfrog. While infesting a hotel in Angels Camp on a rainy day, I heard this tale told in the drollest manner imaginable by a man who did not conceive the slightest humor in the tale, which made it all the more entertaining to me. I took notes of what he had told me and in what manner and his choice of words, and then wrote it out. To make a long story into a short one, my retelling of that tale eventually appeared in an Eastern periodical, and was well received throughout the nation. It was the beginning of true fame for me. This increase in my reputation, propelled by the tale of the loaded frog, led to another opportunity, another stop along the way, another turning point that impelled me along the path which eventually led me to what and who I became. It was during that year of 1865 that I acquiesced as to what my career would be and remain. I determined that, low calling as it was, my best hold was as a writer, and indeed a low subgenre of the trade, one of humor.